This is going to be a very massive spoiler leak and discussion regarding Gotham Knights and certain characters. Now, here's the thing. I'm usually not a big fan of leaks ahead of time. However, when it's a situation like this where it's something that I talked about before, presented ideas about, and got tons of shit for, genuinely, like tons of it for, I do think it's worth talking about because I don't know everything. I absolutely don't. I'm not a narcissist, but this is something we talked about with Gotham Knights on the channel multiple times over the last year that I think is worth addressing because it's something that I and a lot of other viewers of the channel guessed, and it turns out to be true. So why was this intro so dang long, Jay? Well, because I want to give you a chance to leave. If you don't want spoilers for this, we're going to hop into it here. Please be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you enjoy this. This was all over the internet last night. It got leaked online. It got sent to content creators everywhere who had talked about this with Gotham Knights, and that is the situation regarding Batman. I don't think that what we're going to talk about makes the game bad. I just don't. But it does disappoint me a little bit just because of things that were said. I just don't understand why they thought this was clever. We now got confirmation that this was a truth and a lie all along. Bruce Wayne is not going to stay dead. We assumed this all along, but we're going to be reading from the compendium here. I believe it is from the collector's edition compendium that actually talks to you about the entire game. It has developer commentary and stuff, where it said, discovering a Lazarus pit with Talia al Ghul around is never good news, as Red Hood can tell you. As the hero arrives, by the way, that's regarding the hero you're playing as, deep below the remnants of Wayne Manor, expecting to defeat Talia al Ghul, they discover a horrific revival of Bruce from the dead. Perfectly executed and according to plan, Talia al Ghul leaves our heroes in utter shock and agony, only to have them face Bruce in battle. There also is a concept art thing here showing the body being lowered in and rising up back alive. You see Bruce Wayne looking a little bit evil, a little bit Lazarus controlled, or in a Lazarus daze, as what often happens to those who are, put into the pit, especially after their death. It affects their mind. And we also see him kind of breathing back to life in a very massive picture. This is on page 176 and 177 of this book, and it talks about the fight. Now, it says weapons, proximity mines. The League has tunneled into the lost Lazarus pit, which Talia has used on the recovered body of Bruce Wayne. This implies, by the way, that Bruce Wayne was dead, I want to add, but that he doesn't stay dead. Again, a lawyer speak thing like, no, Bruce Wayne's dead in this game. Sure, but he didn't stay dead. He was dead for like a total of like how long? Weeks? Maybe if even. So, moving on, Bruce has a lethal combo of punches and kicks that are uninterruptible. Melee and ranged attacks are useless unless used in a counterattack. Learn the timing of his moves because counters must be performed quickly before the boss's defense is restored. When he leads with a rotating jump kick, he strikes 3 times. With a flying kick, he strikes 4 times. Evade the strikes and then quickly hit him with a series of attacks. When close, he may simply punch twice and attempt to grab his target. If successful, he performs a devastating character-specific throw. Bruce will often throw down 3 proximity explosive shurikens. A mine detonates after a few seconds when approached too closely. Red targeting circles signify the danger area, so clear out to avoid taking damage. Watch for Bruce to spin around and leap into the air. This signifies an incoming ground punch that does significant damage as well as add shock effect. This move has a large area of effect, so sprint a safe distance away to avoid it. By the way, this is a little hard to read at times because I had to blow it up very big because it's a little blurry. After Bruce takes significant damage, he hunches over and a prompt appears, offering a chance to interact. Do so quickly, or he may recover a little health. Each time this opportunity pops up, hold the indicated button to appeal to Bruce. The player will have a few of these opportunities throughout the fight. After the final plea, Bruce finally comes around. Talia attacks, but Bruce takes the hit. After an attempt to leave the tunnel, the hero is forced to challenge the leader of the League. So, this is something showing us Bruce Wayne is coming back to life in this game. I literally said the whole time that I didn't think he was dead. I think a lot of people guessed that. Why do I actually latch onto that point and care that I said that? Because every time I said that, I just got tons of backlash from people saying, like, that's stupid, Jay, he's dead, that's a dumb thing to say, they wouldn't lie about that, they wouldn't lie about that. And, like, again, like we assumed, it's lawyer speak. It's a half-truth. He was dead, but he's coming back to life. Like, oh, well, we technically didn't lie. He did die at the beginning, but he doesn't stay dead. So, again, this is just kind of where it is. Do I sound a little bit annoyed? I guess, because I don't really understand why this is so shocking to people, in terms of, like, not you, the wonderful viewer of this, who's a nice person, I'm sure, but like the people who I kind of ran the idea behind before, that maybe he was a Talon, maybe he was with the court, or maybe he was brought back some other way, and how the Lazarus Pit has always been a tool in DC to kind of undo death, right? Well, of course, he's being brought back, Red Hood style. And if Red Hood could be brought back, there's no reason why we would have to fear Bruce Wayne just staying dead, really. I've always kind of thought that, and I'm not really shocked. But I guess what bothers me about this is not the, I was right all along, look how smart I am crap, because that really doesn't matter that much other than a little vindication of, you know, people who shit on me. But what does annoy me about it is WB. It annoys me that this was the crux of the game. Like, oh, well, he's dead now, he's not going to be back, he's gone, and then he just comes back. Like, this is the second, no, it's not even the second time. It's like, minimum the third. It's minimum the third time in the last couple decades of Batman games. So you have games like Batman Arkham Origins, where it was like, no, Black Mask will be the main villain, but then it's like, oh, whoops, it's Joker. And then games like Arkham Knight, no, Scarecrow will be the main villain. Oh, whoops, it's Joker again. And oh, it's not going to be Jason Todd as Arkham Knight. Whoops, it is. You know, you have all this stuff over and over again, the bait and switch. Bait and switches are only interesting if done well. They're only interesting if well executed, and if you're not lying through your teeth the entire time and people can't guess the exact story you're going for, or at least something in the same exact vein of that story. And I truly think that most people, or at least half the audience, was kind of guessing that this was somewhat the direction they were going to go. A lot of those people got dogpiled by other people and treated very poorly over suggesting it, because my mega corporation couldn't possibly lie to me. And look, the mega corporation lied. What a shock. What a surprise. This is essentially the same level of shenanigans that we saw out of Rocksteady when it came to Arkham Knight's identity in Batman Arkham Knight, which if you don't know that one, I'm going to spoil that too while I'm at it, being Jason Todd, where they essentially said like, no, Arkham Knight isn't Red Hood, he's his own character, blah, 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 blah. And essentially they were like half-truthing it, where they were like, well, you know, Arkham Knight's an original character because the identity was, but it turned out to be Jason Todd. I don't know. I mean, like, maybe if I had encountered this, I will give them the benefit of the doubt that if I knew nothing about this and encountered it in the game, it would be a different experience. But I already went into this with the feeling that I just didn't care if he was dead or alive, because I don't know this guy. I know nothing about this Bruce Wayne yet. Him being dead is not a huge selling point to me, and then they couldn't even stick the landing on that because they had to bring him back. It was either one of two things: a pointless death for Bruce Wayne, because it's no one we know, right? Or it was a pointless death for Bruce Wayne that was undone. I guess there's the third option, which was that he never died and faked his own death. It was kind of just the middle option. So I'm interested to hear what your thoughts are on this. Overall, I still want to enjoy Gotham Knights. I want to play it. I'm really just playing it to play as the Bat family. Like, that's the thing for me. Like, I wasn't playing it for Batman. I was playing it to play as Batgirl or play as Red Hood. Those kinds of characters. So to me, this really makes no difference. I am getting the game. I'm going to have a good time with it, hopefully. I plan to play it over on my Let's Play channel, Degenerate Plays. But, you know, I'm interested to hear your thoughts on this whole thing. Please be sure to leave a like and subscribe for more content. And I am interested to hear your thoughts. Have a fantastic day. And as always, everyone, stay shway. Before we exit stage right, I do want to say that if you are a fan of comic books, comic book properties, things like that, my wife Jill has been working on a very, very, very cool preservation project with her art to preserve thrown out comic books. These are comic books that were being discarded by local stores in our area in the Twin Cities and other places. They were really beat up, getting thrown out. They had covers torn off, just stuff like that. In a lot of instances, they were pretty dismally destroyed. But Jill has found a way to create art out of these. Instead of them just going into a landfill or somehow the paper ending up in the ocean floating by and choking a fish, we are creating art pieces that I think are really, really cool, resin pieces out of the ashes of what would have been destroyed. And unlike, I guess we're not unlike the Lazarus Pit. We're finding a way to bring these back to life. So I hope you'll check that out over on her exclusive website, enchantedglamour.com. That's enchantedglamor.com. I've included the link in the description down below. It means the world to my wife, means the world to me, and it helps support the channel. So thank you very much.